Hey, look at that. We're live. See if we get anybody in here. Might have to shut the fan off. She might be a little bit. Can I get anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody in the chat? Ooh, nipples on. Heavy Wrench, what's up? The first customer of CP the Average Planker, the first live streamer, right here is Heavy Wrench, and you will always be remembered in my heart for my first live streamer on this channel. Figured I would hop on here. I'm no Will man, but let's do this. Right on. Yes, we're going to talk about firearms. Oops. We are definitely going to talk about firearms. Firearms related questions, everything, all firearms here. That way I know guys just want to talk about that stuff on my other channel, and it definitely is something that I want to do, because just obviously I'm passionate. 1911 is more my style, yes. I wish I could show stuff on here. I did get away with, I will tell you this much. I'm actually surprised I got away with that live stream with Armin when he showed his pew pew, and I can't believe they didn't demonetize that. Maybe they will, I don't know, but I will be honest with you. I was absolutely shocked. I thought they said that you couldn't, but technically I guess he didn't break it down or talk about it, so I don't think it beat up the guidelines. I put it in there as whatever. 1911s are awesome. I have 5 of them. Yeah. Well, he didn't know no better neither. See if we get anybody to come over here. I put up a post on my other one, on my other channel, to see if I could slip over some people. See if we get anybody else in here. I just figured I'd try it out. Oh yeah, we got some stuff going on there. CP the Average Plinker. Bear. Seriously. Yeah, he didn't know no better, so there's really my fault. I should have said something to him earlier. I completely forgot. We've got 2 people in the chat. We got Heavy Wrench he is literally the first customer. I need to screenshot this because I've got to literally. Yeah, there it is. Heavy Wrench is my first customer of the maiden voyage. Good him. Oh, that's awesome. It's like the same controls. I'm not used to this. I keep thinking because I'm not only got 90 some subscribers on this channel that I can't do the same stuff, but Bear Custom. Les Bear. Yes, Les Bears. I have shot Les Bears. I really like Les Bears. I will tell you this much. My friend is actually really good friends with Les Bear. He actually saved Les Bear's dog's life. Believe it or not. He's a veterinarian. Well, he's not a veterinarian. He's a, gosh, what do you call him? He is a biology something. He does inspections on whatnot, and he got Les Bear's dog sample for inspection or whatever. What do you call that? Microbiologist? No, that's wrong. I can't think of it, but yeah. Anyways, he saved Les Bear's dog, and Les Bear gave him a matched pair, custom built, of 1911s. And I'll tell you what, it was really cool. I got to shoot it. It's a really great gun. It was a really great firearm. The 1911s that Les Bear builds are absolutely fantastic. I like if I had to talk about a gun that I knew was going to be a tight fit and would break in. It's going to break in like it's meant to be broken in. They change break-in stuff on stuff now. I can tell you that a lot of guns now are built with looser tolerances, so there's no break-in because people don't want to break them in. Les Bear still builds them the old school way, where they break in, and there's controversy on what's better. I personally would rather have my gun broke in, but it is what it is. If you do like Cerakoting on Les Bear's guns, it's absolutely impossible. It'll take you so long, but you have to shoot the gun for like 5,000 rounds. A Les Bear, you literally have to shoot, I would say easily 2,500 to 3,500 rounds just to get it broken, without a doubt. So Les Bears are awesome. We lost one person. Gotta take an aspirin. Got some chest pains. Hopefully my audio is good. Is the audio good? I forgot my microphone. I got this fan on. I was really hoping that we'd get more people in here. Maybe I need to go down to the loading bench. Talk about loading bench stuff. I think I can get away with doing that on live stream and it'll be all right. Kind of surprised. Nobody wants to come over. I thought at least I'd get 10 people at least. But I'm only got, and the Heavy Wrench is the only person that's talked. Am I not connected? Audio's good? Okay, perfect. Right on. Just me and you, Abby. Just let her roll out for a minute. I can't believe. See what happens here. It says 2 people in the chat. 2 people. I wasn't on my feed, but I got the notification. It says 2 people in the chat. We'll go ahead and mess that up. That's nice. Mark Schumacher. We got our second contestant. Mark, you are number 2. You were the number 2 person on the CP, the Average Plinkers first ever live stream. I know it's not my first live stream as a person, but it's my first live stream on the CP, the Average Plinker live stream. Trying to get, we're just going to talk about pew-pews here. We're going to talk about that pew-pew life here. This is all about that pew-pew life, Second Amendment stuff. This channel is going to be a little bit more freer, just open to, I really don't want to get too many politics involved because that's not my deal. But I really hate politics. In fact, I personally think at this point in my life, I would just be fine if they would all just be done. I think I'm actually becoming more of an anarchist. Get Mark Schumacher's name up there. Mark, I appreciate you stopping by. We got 4 people in the chat now. Holy smokes. Who's going to be the next one to say something on the old CP, the Average Plinker? Let's get some firearms talk going on here. We'll get some chatter going on here. I know people's got questions because I've been in the chats before where people just are dying to ask me questions about stuff. Dying. Oh, here we go. Corey Suttles is here. What's up, man? Lots of shooting going on in Louisville, Kentucky. Really? I did not see that. Corey Suttles, how you doing, brother? Welcome. You are my 3rd person ever on the CP, the Average Plinker, where we are going to talk about firearms and firearms-related stuff. I'm excited. I'm really excited to get this channel going a little bit better because I'm definitely looking forward to being able to talk I feel like I have to hold my tongue back on my other channel whenever I talk about firearms related stuff, so it definitely bothers me. Hayden Galt. Glock is king. That is all. Glock is a damn good pistol, and Corey, I will definitely not. You will not hear me say anything bad about a Glock, other than the fact that they are terrible. I love them. They're my Glocks are the easiest guns to work on. They're absolutely fantastic. There's no doubt about it. Glock literally has it down. Parts are stupid cheap for the money. You can't beat a Glock. The Gen 5 is my favorite, Corey. But I'll tell you what, the rest of the Glocks, they can throw them all in the garbage now. The new Gen 5 is a great gun. I'm absolutely happy with that. Another cop just got plugged. Oh no, that's not good. Hayden Galt, how you doing? My trigger's not bad on mine, Corey. I'll have to do a video. I've actually done a video. If you look at my Cardboard Killer account on Instagram, which I'll probably link to this channel, my trigger pull on mine's like 2 3/4 pound. I have a pretty sweet trigger in my I have a pretty sweet trigger in my Glock. I've done extensive work and research to get where I've got an Apex trigger with a TTI connector, and I'll tell you what, it's like wow, lots of mozzarella. Bring it down here now. It is perfect. Fini. I don't know what they say that. Yes, it is a love-hate relationship. But I'll tell you what, man, they work every time. Of course, people talk a lot of crap about Springfields too, and I've got over 100,000 rounds on my XDM, so I don't have a problem with them. I don't like Springfield. I don't like Smith & Wesson so much. I'm replacing mine with an Overwatch Precision. I have not tried those. Apex has always been a really good one for me. I like flat triggers though too, because I'm a 1911 guy. But you can definitely get Glock triggers down where they're manageable. There's no doubt about it. I have the G45. Cool. Gotcha. That's an expensive one to shoot. I like Glocks in 9mm better than I do 45. That's why I like my 1911s. 40 and 45, I like stainless guns. Now, I will tell you, once you shoot some of my stuff, you can ask Old Tools and Trash. Ask him when you shoot a couple of my guns, you'll be spoiled right away. All my triggers are absolutely like butter. That I have a pound and a quarter trigger in both my 1911s, my 2011, and I have a pound and a half trigger in my Tank Folio. I think it's about a 5-pound double action pull. G23, nice. No, Model 45. Oh, Model 45. I will tell you, I'm not very up to speed. I only know the Glock 34, 19, 17. I'm the basic. Is it G45? Is that the carry model? Is that like the G43? I'm not very good. There's so many Glock models I don't know. 10mm is good hunting round. I feel like there's a lot of people that definitely love 10mm because of hunting, and that's pretty cool. 19 slide, 17 frame. Ah, interesting. That's an interesting. Why? Oh, so they get the longer grip. I gotcha. That's a pretty cool gun then. Yeah. This 19 is 19's a really badass gun. That's exactly my problem with the 19. Is I like the longer grip. So that's really cool. Grimute, what's going on? Black 19X, more or less. Ah, yeah. I like the X models. Is it a Gen 5 now too? I've got a guide rod in my 19 or my Glock too. I've got a tungsten guide rod in it too. Weighed it out a little bit. That's the biggest thing about Glock. That's the one thing about Glock that I mean, it sucks with all polymer pistols. Is once you shoot a 1911, it's almost like it helps you out. The heavier gun you shoot, you really do get a better advantage of keeping your trigger control, your sight picture, and just having an all around better, just a better outlook. Heavy wrench, the 10 millimeter is basically a longer 40. So I will tell you this: I haven't really shot a 10 millimeter. So honestly, I can't give you a great. If it shoots a lot like a 45, I would imagine that it's a lot better. If it shoots better than a 40, then I would definitely like it. But it seems to me like a lot of guys like the 10 millimeter because they talk about it for using it for rifle hunting and whatnot. Back up in the woods, yeah, gotcha. Yep, Gen 5. Oh yeah, and you got it. Oh yeah, so you got an RMR on it. Sweet. You have a Colt 10 millimeter Delta Elite. Ah, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That would be a freaking badass gun to have in there. Yeah, I actually switched over to shooting. That's what I'm going to shoot this year is carry optics and USPSA. So I'm planning on. I'm getting old. So what happened to my screen here? Do we get some? Let me wipe that off quick. Yeah, I've got. I'll have to show you a video of mine. I've got a 30 Gen 5 34. I really don't need that. To be honest with you, what's perfect about your gun is that with a red dot, you don't need the recoil control as much because you do have a red dot. Whereas a longer sight radius on irons helps you out when you're shooting because it just keeps that stabilization a little bit. Your sight picture, longer sight radiuses on iron sights are better. It doesn't really matter with the red dots, in my opinion. Did I say lazy? No, I meant. Oh, I'm lazy. I'm not old yet. No, it has nothing to do with being lazy. To be honest with you, red dots you can get fat. I'll tell you what, Corey. There is a big myth. A lot of people think that shooting red dots makes you lazy, but here's the thing: is one thing is learning how to shoot with iron sights is definitely a good thing to do. But I can tell you this much: when you shooting a red dot, you will find out that when you go back to shooting irons. So once you're shooting with a red dot, it actually has a lot harder learning curve, believe it or not, to shoot a red dot. And in order to shoot a red dot to keep this dot stable, this is what it does every time you shoot. So you got to think about this. Put something on a spring, okay, and then try to follow it with your eye, versus put something on an end of a stick and then bounce it like that. You know what I mean? You don't have as much control over that red dot as you think you do. And then, versus the iron sights, they're a lot more stable. Yes, the iron sights are a lot easier to mess up, and the red dot isn't. But having good trigger control. So do dry fire training, and this is great advice for people who do red dot, shoot red dot. You don't have to go out and shoot at the range, but I'll tell you what you should do is sit there and practice every day dry firing. And there's a huge myth. People think you shouldn't dry fire, which is not true unless it's a long rim fire. But shooting red dot, you can sit at home and dry fire and practice by setting a piece of brass on the end of that gun or whatever and using that trigger control and making sure that red dot doesn't bounce. And that stuff right there is exactly how you will get better. Now, then once you go back to shooting iron sights, you will be completely amazed at how much better you are at shooting iron sights. You'll still have to learn a little bit with iron sights, but to be honest with you, it's a little bit harder learning curve with red dot, just because that trigger control on a red dot is a lot harder than you think. It's easy to see the dot, but it's not easy to return that shot, the second shot, a follow-up shot with a red dot. It's absolutely harder because you have to hold that red dot exactly in the same spot. It's like the difference between 38 through 57, 10, 40, 10 millimeter, kind of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so I've heard. I've got a lot of buddies. It's a hunting. The thing about me is I'm not as much of a hunter as most guys, but yeah, it's the 10 millimeter. I hear a lot of guys. That's what they want to do. Now that we have straight wall cartridges here for hunting. They opened up in Iowa, and sorry, I want to take that. We have straight wall hunting, straight wall cartridge hunting, and that's exactly what the guys want to do is use those for straight wall stuff like that. But yeah, 10 millimeter is definitely a sportsman's round, I would say. I think it was designed for police use or whatnot. The ammo is exceptionally hard to find. That's my only gripe about 10 millimeter. When you get into funky rounds and stuff like that, oddball stuff, that's my biggest problem. For instance, 5.7. Ruger just came out with the 5.7, which FM came out with the 5.7 ammo not too long ago. But it was only designed for one purpose, the FBI. That's it. So some of this ammo was designed, and I think the 10 millimeter was designed for another law enforcement agency too. Whenever this stuff comes out, people, they want to get it and whatnot, but at the end of the day, your application is dependent on what you do with it. 10 millimeter is probably a better hunting round than it is a personal defense round or anything like that, because it's better for larger animals, Yeah, it's Corey. That's a pretty standard trick. You can put a penny on the end of it. Glocks are notoriously good for it because they. So you just basically put the shell on the end of the firearm, rack the slide, and then pull the trigger. Keep your red dot focused in the middle of that shell when you're doing that. So you're gonna punch out. You're gonna have the shell. You can even have your girlfriend or wife or whatever set the shell on there. And then the other thing is too is if you get another person to do it, what we do for training drills is you lock up and then you have somebody rack the slide and you keep your grip to keep that shell on the end of it. That's how I was trained and learned when I started shooting competition and shooting period was to learn that sight control. It's the more you shoot is the real thing is that dry fire is the easiest way for you to get out and get better, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I feel all right today. I'm actually feeling a little bit run down today. Not too terrible. Not too terrible, Lewis. I appreciate you asking. We have a big cops match coming up here too, here in Des Moines, so I'm hopefully going to get some footage on that. I know that we're setting up and getting ready to in October. We have a huge shooting match here that we sponsor for the Iowa Concerns of Police Survivors, which is an absolute fantastic cause. And it's going to be nice to get back out in the range for that and shoot a match. Hopefully I'll have some more footage for you guys from that. Must be a bit lagging here. All right, buddy. See you later, Heavy Wrench. 30-06 and 270 are my childhood caliber. Yeah, 30-06 and 270 are absolutely fantastic rounds too. Great stuff. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, Corey. Appreciate it. We'll see you later, Heavy. Lewis, appreciate. Oh, you're not going anywhere. Gotta holler at you. I'm gonna head to bed. I can't wait for this content. Yeah, it's gonna come in slow and steady here. I'm probably gonna do about one video a week as the deal, and maybe one live stream a month, or maybe 2 live streams a month. Right now, might just do live streams for right now. That might be actually what I end up doing. I might do live streams because I think that it'll be a good way to. That's really how I built the other channel, was live streams. So I might just do a live stream randomly through the week or something. I don't know what day would work better. I just decided to do this Wednesday, but it might be better if I do Sunday for the channel for firearms chat, whatnot. But we're going to have definitely more content with that. I mean, as the tide turns, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. As the tide turns and we get going further into this, there's a lot of things that I know that I forget about, and by people asking me questions, it refreshes my memory. Shooting competition isn't always. It isn't something. It is shooting competition doesn't transpond into real life situations But I can tell you this much: it prepares you as much as anything does to a real life situation. And I've had multiple police officers, including police officers, have been in firefights, military guys, whatnot. The amount of stress that's put on you in a yeah, Corey, I will not. Fridays will be my other live stream, but yeah, my dad never had a 22 growing up. Right on. Yeah, we will definitely the USPSA doesn't transpond, like I said, real life situations. But I'll tell you what, the biggest thing is being smart. Um, using your head and all that good stuff. I really advocate firearm safety above all, guys. 100%. In my neck of the woods or my realm, whenever you're around me, it's safety, 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 safety. No joke. I take it very seriously when it comes down to that. I like to joke around with a lot of stuff. But when it comes to shooting and firearms, there's no joking with me on that. There's no negotiation. I have a NRA background of my USPSA RO background, range officer there, and just helping people out and being generally, conscientious. I've only been DQ'd in 3 matches in 10 years, which is 3 more than I wished I would have. But it's definitely a way to, or I definitely want to be able to bring people into USPSA. Problem is, the biggest thing is with shooting is it's extremely expensive. The number one problem with shooting is the amount of money it costs. That's the biggest thing. You got to learn how to reload. You got to get into reloading if you want to shoot and want to get better. I can tell you that from experience. Number one biggest thing. These little bad boys right here, those little tips on there are all handmade by me. From the seeds are made by me, and you have to. My dad never had a 22 growing up. My dad had a 22, I think, for a little bit. My dad did not like guns. I can tell you that much. My favorite caliber in pistol would be 9mm. My favorite rifle round, my favorite rifle or my favorite pistol round would be a 9mm. I honestly think if I had to, I could probably get away with a 9mm in a rifle because I can shoot 200 yards with my AR 9mm. I love that. I like 9mm. It's cheap. It's fun. It does its job. I like 9mm a lot. I think it's a great round. I've never had anything really bad happen with it. 45 is, I shoot 45 200 grain semi-wad cutters, so I really like them too. They're fun. It's great, but the round's kind of slow and it's kind of just clunky. It takes up a lot of space. The thing about me is I like compaction. I like to get more bang for my buck, and that thing I like about 9mm is that I can pack a ton of it. That's the beautiful part about 9mm. I can take 1,000 rounds with me, so it's, I get more for my money, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's the best round. I'm just saying that's my favorite, but I shoot a lot of it. I also shoot a lot of 40. That's what I have here. And I've shot a lot of 45. My main calibers that I've shot were 9mm, 40, and 45. 38 Special is a good round too, but it's just it's revolver specific. So there's ammo is almost like tools. There's so much of it, and it's so controversial to talk about that it's just, You're exactly right. Ducati Parts, I appreciate you for joining. There is no ammo unless you're me. I have 50,000 rounds of ammo. I have literally probably I have close to 100,000 rounds of ammo in my house at all times. That's not an invitation for anybody who wants to challenge. I'm just saying. They aren't too excited about putting ammo on the market these days. No, I think the biggest thing, Mark, is because the market's saturated. All these people are panic buying. Panic buyers are They're terrible. Not only that, you have ammo manufacturers that play this game. Mark, there's a lot more to this than what's being done. I'll tell you. Yeah, it's they try to flush the second. Yeah, it's this whole ordeal is absolutely politically driven. I honestly believe that is. That's why I'm sick of the politics. I think it's time to get rid of them all. Even after I actually, I liked Trump at first, but now I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like you're not doing anything. You're not taking care of business. Absolutely, Ducati. That's the way to be. 300 blackouts, all right. It's still not as fast as I like. It's a big, heavy round, but it's a happy medium. That's what I said. There's so much. There's so many different ammos. You know why the reason there is so many ammos is because this exact conversation. This is exactly why there's so many ammos. So back in the day, somebody was shooting a 45 Colt, and they said, well, this bullet's slow and heavy. I need to make something better. So then they designed the 9mm. I mean, it's just never ending. Just like when the 5.7 came up, the FBI needed something that wouldn't penetrate people and would still do collateral damage, so they came up with the 5.7. It's based on your needs. Ammo is almost like a pair of shorts or a pair of pants. You dress for the occasion. That's what ammo's like. You dress for the occasion. If you're going to a party, I mean, that's like saying you only need one pair of clothes for the rest of your life, okay? In reality is that you need a pair of dress shoes and a pair of, a tuxedo or a suit. You need you need some work clothes. You need, ammo is no different than anybody's lifestyle. That's how it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's terrible. I don't know if I should leave that up like that. Somebody might. I don't want to get anybody. I don't want to get too much political stuff going here, guys. I will say I don't agree with what's going on in the world. I think that there's far too much hate with people. I mean, granted, I know I'm not always the sweetest pie in the. I'm not the sweetest pie in the case, but I can tell you that I still don't hate people that bad. I would confront somebody before I would actually, do anything. But I just don't like politics right now. I just don't. I want this election to be over. And I want these guys to be over with. Super Mike Armin, what's up, buddy? Pew pew pew, pew pew pew. Every time I hear that, I think of that TikTok. I enjoy 300 blackout build. Yeah, a lot of guys do, man. I got nothing against it. Like I said, ammo is just like a style. It's a way of life, man. People will change. You know why 300 blackout became so popular is because 223 was not available. That's exactly what happens. There's a lot of stuff like that, and it's just really hard. Jed Mook just got home from IDA practice. Awesome, buddy. Jed Mook. That's awesome. Not much, Armin. Yeah, there's a happy medium for that too. People need to. You know what? I miss the good old days when people would say, "Shut up, do your job, and stop being a dumbass." Honestly, that's quite frankly what needs to happen. Stop crying, get back to it. That's the long and short of it. Yeah, I think they all want. I think they all want them now. Guns on Wednesday, tools on Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Wednesdays on this ag tech, but we're going to see what we do. Yes, I have a couple red dots. Jed Mook. I have a Glock 34 Gen 5. We were just talking about that, me and Corey Suttles. And I love the RMR style stuff. I have a Vortex Venom. I really don't have nothing that great for an optic. I probably should have got. I've seen everybody's Trigicons break during USPSA. The biggest problem is that nobody can make a good RMR for a slide mount yet, so that's why I'm kind of just waiting it out to see which one becomes the best RMR that can last like 30,000 rounds. I know my buddy was running a red dot, and he was changing out red dots all the time. And he was running, I think he was running Trijicons. Ducati Parts, nice. I ride a pile of loving the wholesome multi reticle. Is it something that's held up? I have been out of the loop for a little bit, but last year when I was getting it, when I got big into doing my RMR setup, I know that people couldn't find one that would hold up to over 10,000 rounds. That was the big thing, like 10,000 rounds, and they would put shit out on a slide mount RMR, on a slide mount firearm, on a slide mount like Glock or whatnot. I know that was the biggest problem. People were doing sick Romeos, Vortexes. I heard glass popped out of them, whatnot. Yeah, for the rifles they work great because there's no jarring of it. But when you get them on the slides of these guns and they're, jacking them back and forth, that was a problem. Have over 1,000 on it, 9mm, but some hot loads, but it's Springfield. Oh, nice. I love it. I would love to have one of the XDMs with the. Do you have the what's the model that the Springfield had? I have an XDM 525, but didn't they call it a specific model? It was a 4.5-inch version, right? XDM carry optics version, which was something or other. I can't remember what the name of it was. Some weird name they had. I love Rob Latham too. Rob Latham's a great guy. I've met him at a couple of matches, and he's watched him shoot quite a bit. Yep, elite 4.5-inch tactical. So you got the suppressor sights and everything. That's fantastic. I have close to 2,000 rounds on my Vortex Venom, and I haven't had any issues yet. I might have got a good one. I know other people that have had they have Vortex optics, and they ran pretty good and never had any issues. So, but I also know a lot of people that have had issues with Vortex Venom. I'm cheap though, I can't afford a Trijicon. I had to buy 2 sights. I have 2 guns, so I have to buy 2 sights. So I had to spend the money that I could have bought for one on 2 sights. Got to have a backup when you're in the USPSA game or the IDPA game. So I like the triggers on the XDMs though. They are absolutely just blazing awesome. Mine has a Powder River trigger in it, and it is stupid good. Stupid. I need a new red dot too. Now just bought the FN 509 tactical. What's the FN 509 tactical? I did reloading, but I haven't had time for it. Reloading is absolutely, if you want to get better at shooting, it's the only way you can save a bunch of money. You're talking at least 50% off. Yes, for the most part, on all the polymer guns, I do all my own trigger work. On the 1911s, I have not because I don't have a jig. I would like to. I'm fairly confident that I could. But at this time, I have not done any. I've done all my trigger work on all my other rifles, everything else. To be honest with you, it's a lot like working on a Lego set on all these polymer guns. That's why I stock up. I was sponsored by Brownells. Brownells didn't sponsor us this year, but I was sponsored by Brownells. And Brownells is really close to us here too in Iowa, so I got that going for me. But I bought 50,000 primers from them last year before all this ever hit. So I was on top of it. I got lucky. I know some of you are like, damn. Yeah, I got 50,000 primers. That's why I should say I don't have 100,000 rounds here, but I have 100,000 in components easily, which I'd rather have them like that. Sight mark is terrible. Do not ever buy a sight mark. Oh my God. Sight mark is terrible. You'd get a primary arms or a PSA if you want to go cheap. In fact, I would just go to the Primary Arms and get one of their red dots if you're looking to save money. You know, Sightmark is terrible. We've had guys use those on the range and they break. I'm loading 9mm with, yeah. Dude, hey, Jed, believe it or not, I've shot a lot of it. People laughed at me about that. It's only 5 feet per second difference. I've chronoed it. It doesn't change anything. The chronograph is literally, you know, I got a large bench mill. I'm going to be building some stuff. Shut the front door. We were talking about that the other day, and then you got one? Oh, my God. Make your own from match heads. Remember those days? Match heads. Match heads. Did I miss that? Did you post it on Instagram or something? Why didn't I see it? I haven't been really. I've been obviously in a frenzy. I just got home here and decided to do this. Match heads. From match heads. Make your own from match heads. Remember those days? Oh, you'd make primers from match heads? Huh. I've never seen that. Okay. I never seen that done yet. Ha! Good to know. I haven't shot any yet, but loaded them a little tight. Yeah, dude, you won't even notice the difference. I used to shoot 9mm magnums all the time, and guys would be like, "Why are you buying those?" People in USPSA are spooky, you know, and IDPA they probably are too. But I'll be honest with you, I chroned them just to see 5 feet. You won't even notice it. Guarantee it. You can't tell 5 feet per second. Anybody that can tell 5 feet per second on chrono, good luck to you. Poor Armin lives in the communist California. Yeah. Oh, Ducati Parts. That ain't that the damn truth too. Ain't that the damn truth? Wow, dude. I have never heard of anybody ever doing that, Mark. I gotta see. I would love to see this process. That's you just taught an old dog a new trick there. I didn't know that you could actually make primers out of match heads. That is absolutely ridiculous. And sounds borderline sketchy. Oh, I don't feel sorry. Armin enjoys it. He gets through. He gets through it. Texas has got some bad areas there, Lewis. I've heard Austin's worse than California. Yeah, watch them guys now. It's everywhere. We got it here too, man. It's terrible everywhere, man. People are just don't want to deal with people, and they think the easiest way. You know what the biggest problem is? This is non-political, but here's my theory is people think that if they just conform with what these crybabies want, that they'll just shut up and go away. But the problem is we've created is it's a sleeping giant. The more you give them to shut them up, the more they'll want for more. The more they'll come at you for more. You know, tough love is there's no such thing as tough love, and that's the problem. Yeah, there's videos on YouTube on how to do it. Oh, cool. I've never seen this. I'm definitely going to be checking this out. I'm absolutely intrigued now. I've never heard of such thing. Now I've heard of guys trying to load rimfire rounds where they put the paste in the rimfire, try to reload the paste in the rimfire, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in the because that's how rimfires have that paste or whatever, and then that's that's absolutely crazy. Never heard of anybody, and I've heard of guys. I know guys that pick lead out of the back berms, smelt it down, and cast their own bullets. But I've never heard of anybody making their own match heads or making match heads, primers out of match heads. Maybe a new business though. Tell you what, right now, if you can make primers and sell them, be a millionaire. Only problem is, I think that's illegal. Technically, I can't sell ammo to anybody. Or a couple guys asked me for primers. I had to feel bad because they asked me for primers, and I had to say, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Can't do that." Right now, giving up any of your primers is almost like game over. I can't believe it. We got 10 people in here. I'm absolutely happy. You load your own mat? What? Right. That's what I mean. Technically, legally, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is I would never sell it because of that right there. Liability issues. It's foolish to sell your ammo anyways if you make it. Use those wooden matches with big red match heads. That is absolutely blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. I've loaded a lot of ammo and I've heard a lot of stories. I've actually seen, we had a guy that blew his whole arm up from primers lighting up. And it just seems to me like talking about making your own primers is one of the most sketchiest things in the world, because basically people don't think about it, but those little primers, when they ignite off, basically they have a lot of I mean the powder burns. But those primers they pop. And you set a bunch of them off and it ain't no joke. I've set a couple off. I've set a couple off while I was reloading, and I'll tell you what, when you're in the house and you reload, you'll change your underwear real quick. I promise you that. Jed, have you ever done that yet? Have you ever set off a primer while you're loading yet? I'll guarantee you'll check your shorts real quick. Right now. You will literally reach back there and just feel if it's mushy. Lead mine, get that lead range. I have shared hand loads, but never sold any. Got some great recipes. Yep. I give out all sorts of recipes. I'll talk about that too when I have recipes for what I use for my loads. I have good recipes for 9, 45, and 40, 223, 38, 44. I got good recipes. I use Tight Group and Vita Fiore. Those are my two powders. Is what you do with It's what you do when you long. Yeah, no, I get it. 2 times. I think rimfire primers for Matt. I think it's rimfire primers from matches. Huh. Yeah, no joke. No joke. Been running HS6 and 9mm. Yeah, a lot of people run HS6. I've just always had Tight Group, but I buy it in 8-pound jugs. Another reason why I will tell you this much: if you are planning on shooting, do not buy 1-pound jugs. Find the 8-pound jug and just buy it and be done. Because I will promise you, in the long run, you'll use it. Just better to have and want than need and not have. And not only that, it was $125 for an 8-pound jug. I'm sure people are probably getting $300-400 for them right now. But it's just dumb. I've heard HS6 to a lot of guys. I shoot 500 rounds a week. Nice. You're doing good, man. You're serious. Jed, how old are you? Younger still, or you just getting into IDPA? Have you shot any USPSA yet? We got the old digital whimsical maker going off here. We gotta turn her down for you guys. Thought I turned it down once, and I looked back, and she's just making all sorts of noise again. 7 people in the chat. How many thumbs up have I got? Have I at least got 5 thumbs up? 4. Yes. I got 4 thumbs up. Woo. 30. Nope. This started. Oh, perfect. That's perfect, Jed. Just started with IDPM and the Corona. That's perfect. 30 is perfect. I wish I would have started when I was 30. I started when I was about 30. What to say? Started when I was 32. Actually, I wish I would have started when I was 25. Problem is, I couldn't have been able to afford it then. But the thing about getting into shooting, at least now where you're at, is you spend a good 2 years doing it, you'll get really good. You'll be a whole lot better. IDPA is fun. It has its moments. The thing about it, I started shooting a little bit of IDPA. The thing I didn't like about it was it wasn't very realistic to me. You know, they penalize you for emptying your gun out. Of course, they changed the rules and they made it a little bit more gamey. You know, but you know, it's all right. It's still a fun game. USPSA is really about speed and accuracy. Watching me on my TV and myself. That's dedication. That's dedication. Oh boy. Wow, we got 8 thumbs up. Look at that. I'm excited. First night's going pretty good. I thumbed you, Chad. I don't know much about guns, but find them interesting. So listening in the back. That's good, AgTech. If you have any questions, you just shoot me. You just ask a question. That's exactly what I'm here for. I'm trying to do this channel to kind of inform people. There's a lot of bad misconceptions about shooting competition. And let me just kind of talk on this a little bit. Competition shooting is really fun. That's the biggest thing. It is not meant to be a game to show that you are a badass and you can kill people. Because honestly, it's not realistic. In a real life situation, I'm not going to mow down 20 to 30 people and do double shots on everybody. That's not what, you know, I mean, it's just it's a game. That's all it is. But what it does teach you is it puts you under stress. And anybody that does any training will tell you and can tell you, and anybody that's been in an actual live gunfight will tell you that stress is one of the biggest things. Once you get comfortable with being able to be around the loud noises, people yelling at you, keeping yourself under control like that, it's a mindset that changes everything. I got buddies in Canada up there, AgTech, that shoot matches. Phil Reddy, he's a buddy of mine, and he's a Canadian national champion. I've shot a couple matches with him. He's a super nice guy. And he'll even tell you the same thing. He started off with the mindset that, you know, he thought USPSA was kind of dumb and, you know, he just wanted to check it out. But it's actually an addicting sport. And what it helps you do is it just helps you become a better shooter, becomes you more responsible. It introduces you into firearm safety. You know, it introduces you into gun problems, real world gun problems. You will find failures in USPSA with guns that you will not find with anything else. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a lot of people do that too. Is there's a lot of people that train like they're training for, you know, to protect themselves, and then they just shoot the matches for that, and that's perfectly fine too. I quite frankly agree with all of it. I think you should just get out and shoot. Period. Everybody should get out and shoot. Even the people that don't believe in firearms should go out and shoot and have fun. You know. Quite frankly, at the end of the day, you don't know what you're missing out on. And you only know what you don't know. So just being negative and assuming that a gun is bad is not exactly, it's just not very smart. You know, because shooting's fun. It really is fun. You know, you go out and you can challenge your buddy, you know, hey, I'm going to shoot this can, which is this, I'm just referencing old school stuff to relate. You know, I'm going to shoot this can at 20 yards. Can you shoot it? You know, it's nothing more than you taking something and pointing it at it and shooting at an inanimate object and having a little competition. That's exactly what firearms is all about. It's just having fun. What the movies created and how most of the people that died in the Wild West were shot in the back. Nobody stood up to them and did duels in the street. all this bit. Hollywood's what's ruined everybody. Silencers are quiet when they're not. A silencer can be down to like 100 decibel. They're not even really that quiet. They do sometimes make it so you don't have to have ear protection, and they are nice, and they help firearms function better, but they're not quiet. I had a buddy that buys and sells guns, mostly rare stuff, so he shows me some things. Yeah, and that's a different type of firearm stuff too. The other thing is firearms industry has a lot of different entities. So a gun salesman, so if I go to a gun store, a gun store clerk or someone who sells firearms is going to tell me that they sell this gun. So it's going to be like going in for Snap-on, Mac, Cornwell. They're going to be like, I sell this Glock 19 to everybody. Okay, that's my best-selling gun. Does that mean it's the best gun for you? No. And that's the hardest part about a gun. When you're wanting to buy a gun, the hardest part is knowing which one's the right one for you, and you don't have the opportunity to go out and shoot. That's why I have a ton of handguns. Usually, when somebody wants to buy something, I say, "Hey, let me know. You can come over. I'll let you run through my safe and find a couple guns, take them out, shoot them, see what you like best." Because 9 times out of 10, everybody buys their first gun, and then they hate it, and then they return it. Oh yeah, it's a blast. Some of the most fun I've had all summer. Yeah, absolutely. Next summer, I'm going to drive your way. We'll shoot, and you can even come. Yeah, absolutely, dude. We have the IDPA state championship, the Iowa sectional. It's definitely, we have a lot of good stuff. Everyday Fleet Tech, he finally found me. Another Everyday Fleet Tech, he used to shoot IDPA. Jed Mook, he's IDPA shooter. We're just talking about that, Chad. So yeah, Everyday Fleet Tech's been he's been to the deal. Good to see you, Everyday Fleet Tech. Finally got a channel where I can absolutely focus on talking about shooting. Not shooting anybody, shooting inanimate objects and having fun. This firearms fun. We've had 8 thumbs up tonight. We've had about 10 people on the chat. We've got 10 thumbs up tonight. I've absolutely got to my goals. We have 6 people watching. IDPA and 2-gun. Yep, there you go. IDPA and 2-gun. So Jed was just telling us that he got into IDPA. I don't want to necessarily focus everything around firearms related or competition related, but it is my most relevant subject. I do have some background in hunting, obviously. Hunting's awesome. Thinking about getting into 3-gun. Oh, dude. Jed, stay away from 3-gun right now because it's just like buying a new huge Snap-on box when you get in. I've got a $1,300 shotgun over there that collects dust because I don't have time for it. Can you sell your guns to a buddy and doesn't have to go through the government channels? Yes, here we can. I don't know if you can in Canada, but yes, here we can. I could sell it to a friend. I use paperwork. Just got home. About to turn out some 300 PI rounds for hunting season. There you go. See, 300 Blackout is a popular round with a lot of people. I have never shot it. I'm good with everything but the shotgun. Man, they are pricey. Yeah, Jed, I'll tell you, it's the thing about 3-gun, it's a whole other discipline to learn. That shotgun discipline, 2-gun, what AgTech done, I've shot 2-gun, that's fun. Shotgun is a completely different animal. I literally spent probably 250 hours training with a shotgun, and I got to tell you, it was just not enough, and I did not have the time. Oh, yeah. I was just telling everybody that's how 300 Blackout, I think, got popular, because in last crisis we had. Oh, I got a stiff neck. It's been a long day. Been a long, long day. Long, long week. I need to get my ass on some 300 blackout, but I'll tell you what, there ain't no room in the safe right now. I'm actually in need of a second safe, to be honest with you. I did sell my 9mm AR. I kind of didn't want to, but given the time and everything, I thought it was pretty much a good time to step up and sell that. I thought it was a really good time to take the opportunity to get out of that. Your gun that you did, your AR that your 300 blackout you just made, pretty badass. I remember you sending me that picture of it, Chad. What the heck is a stray bug? I sold my 11.5 inch and got an Arsenal. Oh, that's right, SLR 107. God, I love those guns. SLR 107 is just music to my ears. Arsenal is just fantastic. 9mm is rough to find. Got a few hundred rounds recently, is all. Yeah, it's and it's not surprising. That's why I said you need to learn how to reload. Reloading for times like right now. That's why I like this comment right here. I'm about to sit down and make some. Just about to turn out some rounds. It's nice to come home. No, you don't have to go out and looking for it, and getting yourself ahead. And the thing about it is you can buy certain components. So if you get yourself, like I have a ton of primers, I know I can find brass. Brass isn't as bad to find. Whew. 1632 for 50. Wow. Good Lord. I got lucky. The bore is good. Can run a can on it. Oh, nice, dude. God, I'd love to shoot that. No, I can't show them on live streams, but I will show them on my videos. I will definitely be talking about my firearms on the videos, and we'll be going through them one by one. I'm going to go through every one of my firearms, talk about them, tell you what I like about them, tell you why they look like they've been used like an old catcher's mitt, because I literally pump rounds through them and I just treat them like they're just garbage. They're a tool, man. That's what I use them like. People will be like, "You use a $3,000 gun as a tool?" Yeah, I do. I literally do. I don't. It's what it's made for. They're not showpieces. There's a lot of expensive guns out there. I can promise you this. There's a lot of expensive guns out there. Anything under $1,000 is nothing. And the thing about it is what costs more than a gun is the ammo. The ammo is astronomically more than the gun, without a doubt. You will spend. I promise you, if you are in any type of shootings or where you practice or shoot a lot, you will literally spend twice or three times as much as you paid in the gun in lifetime of gun if you shoot a lot. If you shoot a decent amount, if you're only shooting a couple hundred rounds a year, then sure, you're not going to spend as much. But if you go out and buy, let's say you go out and buy a Glock 17, spend $500 at 1632, a box of ammo, 50 rounds of ammo. How long does it take to get up to $500? It doesn't. And you got to think about this. All you're doing is shooting money out every time. Pew, pew, pew. Here's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. That's what I think. I like the defensive training. I'm not a huge fan of it. Thunder Ranch, what's his name? I don't advocate a ton of them. I do like them. I'm not. I don't know what to think about defensive training, because I think defensive is it's somebody's interpretation of what could happen to you. That's my only problem with you know what I mean, Chad? Is like I think when somebody has like Thunder Ranch or when Clint at Thunder Ranch, the tactical response, etc. Some of those places, their interpretation is what they think of a situation, and they're training you to what their mindset is. And I think that everybody's lifestyle is different. So when you do a defensive training, I think you're better off learning something for yourself Yeah, Clint's had some controversy. I know that some guys like him, some guys hate him. I honestly I don't have any problem with him. I was trained by Frank Proctor. My buddy Rick Largess, he has a training company, SSV Concepts. Let's see, who else did we go through? Pat McNamara, Ben Stoger. I've had all genres. I think the thing is, Everyday Fleet Tech. Honestly, the thing is make sure that if you're going to go to one of those, make sure you're planning on going to several of them because you need to get everybody's perspective. That's honestly, if you're going to get into them, the big thing is they're in it for making money, and they'll be diligent and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I think you have to keep your mind open to what works best for you. That's what I think. The war poet. He's my hero. Yes, Everyday Fleet Tech. We will work out. Let's work out a day, and we can definitely do it. Wednesday. I just popped on here right now. That'd be cool. We could come on and we could talk about definitely because it would be awesome to have somebody on, and we'll just talk gun stuff on there. Absolutely, definitely. Yeah, Travis Haley's awesome too. I like Travis Haley a lot too. Awesome guy. You know, there's a lot of good people out there. I've had training from those I've listed and several others. Yep. That's exactly it. I mean, you go to all these people, and that's exactly the thing is going through those training gets opens your mind to, and you've noticed that they're all different though. That's the biggest thing. Right on. Thank you, Ducati Parts. I don't know what'll happen to it, but it's definitely it obviously is something that I'm passionate about, so that's why it's hard to talk about it on my tool channel, and I just rather have it separate. Demo Ranch does it for a reason, so obviously I'm sitting in front of a big gun safe every time I do my live streams in my house, so it's like it's kind of hard to avoid. People always want to talk about it. Chad, we're gonna have to definitely. How do you like the James Yeager tactical song? James Yeager. Oh my God. Yeah. James Yeager. He's a little bit out there for me. I will say that. That's out of my wheelhouse a little bit. I do not have any NFA items. I have a short barrel pistol brace AR. That's it. I'll be honest with you. After getting that, I honestly didn't. I would like to have a short barrel rifle, but I think what I would really like to have is a crank. I want to have a crank that's full auto. That's the only one I want. Yeah, I would like to have a crank. That's definitely one. They definitely are. I've shot a crank. I actually have video of looking through this the other day. Back in 2000, let's see, it would have been 2000, maybe 2000, 2001. I got to shoot my first crank, and I was in love instantly. From that day forward, it's never changed. They are one of the most amazing guns out there that people don't even know about. People don't know. People don't know what they're missing with those. They are super awesome. 545 is also another another gun. I really want to get. Keltec Silent Sub 2000 looks slick. Factory silencer. Keltec is Man, you're killing me. The reloading vids, I have to watch out on that too. 6.8 is that's a freaking awesome round too. Talk about something for accuracy. See, now we're getting into a whole nother deal when we're talking about stuff that's another thing. Now we're putting on a different pair of clothes. 6.8 is a long distance, high power round where that's long range shooting. So there's 4 different genres in shooting. You got your shotgun people, pistol people, rifle combat people, and your long range people. There's 4 different genres in shooting. 6.8 is huge for those guys. Uh, Problem is with the 5.45 ammo is that it's always corrosive. 22-250, yeah, that's a damn good round too. Definitely an awesome coyote round. Mildot or an MOA? Well, I don't shoot a ton of rifle, but I would say that probably I'm a MOA. Mill is probably more accurate. I got to head out. Thanks a lot, AgTech 45. Yeah, 5 Grendel is also awesome. Yeah, 6.5 Grendel. Yep. There's a lot of guys. I don't know much. I don't know enough about long range shooting. That's definitely not my wheelhouse. Not a huge long range guy. That would be great where you come in. We got to figure out a day where we can get on and chat and have you come on, and that would work out perfect for you. And yeah, we'll talk some we'll talk some more gun stuff. Maybe I can learn a little bit more about long range stuff. I'm pretty much, when it comes to rifle, shotgun, and pistol, I'm pretty decent. Yeah, I'm definitely a lot better with pistol. In all actuality, and you can ask Tools and Trash, I'm better at shooting 100 yards with a pistol, probably. Yeah, you give me a gun and tell me to shoot 100 yards, I'm going to grab my pistol. Most guys would be like, you're an idiot. But we were shooting 2-inch squares and 100 yards with my pistols. I even shot it with my 45 revolver, which absolutely shocked the hell out of me since I hadn't practiced for a while. But, you know, when you got it, you got it. Oh. Unfortunately, fellas, I'm going to have to shut her down now. Been on an hour and 15 minutes, and it went good, but we'll definitely get back with you, Chad. I'm starting to feel a little bit, I need to take a shower. And it was a great night to be on here, Chad. I appreciate AgTech 45, Jed Mook, Neil, every wrench, my first ever person, Mark Schumacher, all the gang that came on here. If I forgot anybody, Mark Schumacher, AgTech 45, Superbike Armin, especially Armin. I think Jed Mook. Why do I keep calling you Monk? I don't know why I keep doing that. Lewis Sandoval. all the people that was on the chat tonight. I definitely appreciate it for the first ever CP, the Average Blinker live stream. We're definitely going to have some more of these, and it'll be better. Yes. 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 Thank you guys for stopping by. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.